offensive line. I was just asking him about you guys. You weren't here obviously a year ago, but Mac is insisting that this group is better, and they were decent last year, and sometimes better than decent. So how have you seen the group mature and gel since you got here in the spring to where you are now?
Yeah, we've definitely had a lot of guys step up, such as Trey Green, Howard. We have some guys playing left guard, Aiden Banfield, Malik, especially Willie, just kind of me and him holding down that room. You can see the jumps that we're making communication-wise and, just playing-wise, playing with more effort, more intensity. Season's right around the corner. We got Minnesota coming up in about 3 weeks. We're really starting to turn it on since the spring, and we're really gelling together and, becoming a really good unit.
How have you seen Howard and Trevion kind of morph into being starting type tackles, having the right mindset where the mind and the body are kind of in sync?
Right. Well, they're just naturally gifted. They're big dudes. 6'8", 6'9", 330 plus. It was really more about just the little technical things they're learning, coming to practice every day, taking the individual drills and taking them out onto the field. Those are the biggest things they focused on. Just taking that next step of maturing from, hey, you're a freshman, sophomore, time, a junior, it's time to, step up and, be the head of my position. So really taking that next step into maturing and becoming, great tackles.
When you look at describe Willie,
sorry?
what's the best way to describe Willie to somebody who hadn't seen him play?
Very passionate. He's the most passionate person I've seen on our offensive line. He's always talking to us, always, getting us fired up. He's gonna let you know if he did something wrong, which is how it should be. You don't let anything slack. But he's very passionate. That's the one word I would say to describe Willie Lampkin.
How about the side for times?
It's unbelievable. He's right next to me every play, and I think the dude's 6'5", 330 pounds, and 14% body fat the way he plays. It's unbelievable. I could not ask for a better guard in college football. And I'm glad I get to play next to Willie Lampkin every day.
What is his body fat? Do you know?
That's a great question. It's low.
It's an interesting question.
It's low. It's really good.
It's not 14 though.
No, it's not. If it was 14, that'd be pretty impressive. But no, it's not 14. But it's just I was exaggerating.
We like to have fun.
Yes, sir.
He likes
Yes,
to
sir.
have it too.
Has he ever offered to wrestle you? He's a big wrestler in high school.
We wrestled a few times, but I'm just gonna leave that in the locker room. I'm not gonna let anybody know what happened. That's between me, him, and the people in the locker room. But they know what happened.
I'm sure they filmed it, right? The phones always come out when that happens.
I think the second time someone might have filmed it, but I'm not sure honestly, because we're just going at it, just two wrestlers. But I always mess with them saying that Georgia wrestling is way better than Florida wrestling,
right?
Which I have no clue. I've never wrestled anybody from Florida except for Willie. But yeah, I just have to give him a hard time about it, just to get on their skin a little bit.
He has a lot of versatility. He can play center or guard. What has been sort of the lineup that you guys have fallen back on here in camp with his placement on the line?
I think he's been playing mostly right guard. He's got a little bit of left, I believe. I've been at center every rack, every play. So that's really been it. He's just been kind of rotating at guards. I've been at center, and then tackles have pretty much been the same. But we're trying to find, like Coach Brown has been telling us, we're trying to find two deep that can play. We're plugging guys like Aiden Banfield, Jakai Leftwich, people like that in just to see if they can play. Because you never know when somebody's going to get hurt, and the more depth you have, the better conditioned team you will have, because you can plug people in here and there. We've kind of rotated a lot of pieces here and there. But everybody's getting reps, and I think that's good. So we can go into game and sustain throughout a game and throughout a season.
Has it been Adorno at the other guard spot?
Adorno, he's been playing a little bit with us too.
Yeah.
But he works so hard. Like, he's a really hard-working guy. And he gets in there and does a job with a lot of time. But yeah, he's been in there now and then. He's been working really hard too.
Austin, we keep hearing and seeing Aiden Banfield. It looks like he's coming pretty quickly. Like, how has he been able to make those gains so quickly as a young guy? He looks like he might play for you guys this year.
He is a very talented freshman. He's very strong. He does not say much. He's very quiet, but he's a yes sir, no sir guy. Very respectful to coaches, very respectful to his teammates. And he works really hard. He comes in every day with that blue collar mentality. Puts his head down and works. So when somebody does that, they're doing the right thing. They're gonna have an opportunity to play here. And as a freshman, that's really impressive. So him coming out and practicing every day, just shows to what he's done in the spring and what he's done now. And I think he's going to be a really good player.
Have you ever seen that from a true freshman before? Usually offensive line is a position where it's 2, 3, 4 years so line.
I have not. Even in my time in Georgia, I really haven't seen anybody that's flashed as a freshman. I guess one person I think is Amari Smith, honestly, first-round pick. But even he didn't start his freshman year. But just to be a freshman like that, coming out here and dominating people, and putting people flat on their back every play. That's a diamond in the rough. So I'm very glad we have him in our unit. So.
It's not often you see a guy go from D3 to this level and be able to make an impact, but we're hearing is Zach Greenberg has stepped in and kind of looked the part. What have you seen from him? And anything surprise you about a guy coming from that level to be able to step in and maybe handle
Yeah, so funny thing about Zach Greenberg, so me and him, we've developed a relationship. You know, he's actually in the same part of the building, so we go on the porch, hang out every night, listen to country music. But, you know, he's really came in here and he's really done a great job playing center. Played a little bit of guard too, but, you know, transitioning from D3 to, D1 Power 4, football is very, very impressive. You know, his knowledge of the game is very impressive. He knows, you know, for somebody who's not played center, he knows where people are going to blitz before it even happens. So that's one thing that I'll give credit to him. He's done a really good job of that. And, you know, he plays very fast. You know, so that's another thing at the speed of the game from D3 to powerful football is way different. So he's really adjusted well to the speed of the game. You know, I'm glad that we have him on our team.
You see more and more people going to transfer portal. You know, sometimes it just goes over our head. This guy's going here and this guy's going here. You have to make a decision to yourself. What was the process like for you, and how tough was it to let Georgia to go somewhere?
I mean, it was tough. I loved my family. My brother's still there. It was hard to leave family. We lived together in Georgia. You know, I graduated from the University of Georgia. I'm an alum there for my degree and bachelor's degree in history. So, you know, it was hard. You know, it's never hard to leave a place where you've been for 4 years. But when you know it's time, it's time. You know, I tore my MCL last year. I kind of had a feeling, hey, like if I want to play somewhere, I'm probably gonna have to leave. And you know, I had nothing but respect for the guys over there and the coaches and my teammates, my former teammates that are over there. But you know, I think the transfer portal is a good thing for guys that are in that situation where you get your degree, you do it the right way, and you leave. I'm not saying you can't do that when you don't have your degree yet or anything. I'm just saying that's just the way I did it. And I wanted to make sure I got my degree before I went anywhere else.
How many times with conversations with other guys in the offensive line room has those national championships come up? What have you kind of told them?
It's kind of weird because I don't like to talk about it because obviously I want to bring the national championship to Carolina. I mean, I heard you talking to Scoop earlier about, you know, how many games, like what's the expectation this year? I mean, we want to win all the games. I mean, if you're not trying to win all the games, then I mean, when you're playing the game, that's just what it comes down to. But yeah, I've had a few guys, like Bo Burst and Greenberg came over and they're like, can we see the rings? And I'm like, dude, like, yeah, like y'all can take a look at them. But you know, I don't like to show them around and stuff because, you know, I'm at a new place. You know, that's who I was, that's who I was with now, and now I'm here and I'm with a different team. So I want to focus on us getting the national championship, and no, not focused on like what's happened in the past. We want the present, not in the future, not in the past, but in the present.
Mac likes to flash his. Have you compared yours to his?
I saw his when I came up here on my visit. I have not seen him since. Honestly, I don't remember what they look like. You know, I could tell Coach Brown, I got 2, you got 1. So I mean, just tell him that. That's right. I have not told him that.
He's going to know now because he watches.
He's going to know now. But you know, I like to mess with Coach Brown, so he'll probably say
The
something.
rings are here in Chapel.
They are.
You didn't leave them at home, kind of leave them behind you there?
No. So I don't like to leave them home just because, I mean, they're like, I do love those rings, don't get me wrong. So I like to have them near me and my fiance, so just have them near me so I know where they're at. So I'm kind of particular about where I keep them. So.
Also, wanted to ask you your perspective on, you know, this year's defense. Obviously, you're not comparing it to anything. This is your first year here.
Right.
But one thing that, you know, they're honing in on is, you know, trying to be more aggressive and play free, things like that. Is that something that you kind of observed? Like what's the experience of blocking against that defensive line?
So I'll say, like, I watched film from last year, but the offense and defense just kind of know. Like, I like to know them when against practice, kind of personnel-wise, and, you know, what they're good at, what they're not good at. And, you know, they're definitely way more aggressive, way more stunting, way more blitzing. You know, guys trying to pick me at center and stuff. So I'd say they're definitely way more aggressive. They have more variations, too. You know, they'll run a bear front, front amigo, so a lot of different fronts. They'll show us different things just to, you know, kind of, you know, confuse us. But, you know, it's great work. I mean, we're going to see that all season long. You know, them showing us all the different packages is only going to make the offensive line, the quarterbacks, running backs, and everybody better. You know, so I'm very grateful that they're very aggressive and show us, you know, different looks every single day.
To go off that a little bit, who have you found to be the most difficult player to block on that line?
Not to put you on the spot, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Josh,
I'd say Josh is one of them. I mean, Josh is very strong. I mean, he's like trying to move a tree stump. Very strong guy. He's definitely one of the guys that's hard to move just because he's so strong. Yeah, I'd say Josh definitely in the run game. He's definitely one of the stronger guys. And, I'm glad I see that because, one thing I've been trying to work on is playing with more power and get my feet heavier in the ground. So seeing a guy that's like 350 pounds every day right in front of me, I mean, that's only going to make me better. Yes, sir. It's only going to make me better.
Was he more athletic than you because Bo was saying that he didn't realize Josh could move.
Yeah, he could move. So we'll run wide zone, and he'll we'll run wide zone, and we wash him one way, and he'll kind of get in my hip pocket and follow me. I'm like, damn, that's a big old dude behind me, and I feel him running with me, and I got to play back into it a little bit. And I'm running. I'm like, man, he's still with me. So he's definitely very athletic. But I'd say Josh Harris is pretty difficult to block on the run plays.
Last one for Adam.
The tree stump running with you, yeah. Austin, can you just give us a sense, like maybe a peek at what you have observed Randy Clements going through? We're going to talk to him here at some point just to ask him about everything he's dealt with.
Yes, sir.
Like, so, you're not giving up state secrets or anything, but like what has he had to deal with, and from your perspective, and I'm sure you're, thrilled to have him back out here.
Yeah, so I'm honestly not sure. They kind of kept it from us. We didn't really know what was going on, but I mean, I'm glad to have him back. Our room's not the same without him. He's the head leader of our room. Yeah. But we're glad to have him back. He's a tough dude. He's never gonna miss practice unless he absolutely have to. So I'm sure it was a good reason. But we're glad to have him back, and he's out here every day. He's never gonna let you know that he's tired, he's hurt, he's sick. He comes to work every day and does his job, and I'm very appreciative of that. I mean, that's a tough dude.
He didn't make any jokes at his own expense when he came back, like, you guys have been lollygagging or anything without me like that.
He didn't talk. Kyle, actually, credit to Kyle Floyd. He did a really good job. He came in, he played in the NFL for 7 years, played at Baylor with Coach Clem. He's done an absolutely phenomenal job with us, helping us out of the plays. We had to go over film every night with him because Coach Clem wasn't there. But, he's really done a good job stepping up, and, he showed that, he could be a premier coach in, this league or another league one day. So, I want to give a lot of credit to Kyle Floyd for doing a great job with us. That past, few days, a week, where Coach Clem wasn't here and, stepping up and filling that role.